Hi everyone, my name's Susanna. I'm a librarian at the Jersey City Free Public Library. Thank you so much for joining my craft session today. I'm really excited. I think you're going to enjoy the craft. Today we are going to be making toothbrush holders, and they're really a sanitary idea to keep in your bathroom, and everybody can keep their toothbrushes apart and in a cute, decorative way. So let's get started. Oh, and don't forget to pick up your craft kits at the library. So head on over there, pick up your craft kits, because a lot of the materials we have in there are what you're going to need for your crafts. Otherwise, these crafts can be done with just some basic things you probably already have around your house. So let's get started. Now, some of the materials that you need for this craft include some plastic cups like this. You can use any size that you have. These tend to be extra large cups. Some paint brushes. They don't have to be perfect. They can be older. A brush applicator. You might want to use 2 of these just because it's really easy to paint the cup with a brush applicator. It's also going to be necessary in order to paint the Mod Podge on once the paint dries. This is Mod Podge just in case. It's a type of sealant. You can also use an acrylic spray if you have a parent helping you, like a clear acrylic shellac type of spray. I also have these acrylic paints. I think a brand Tempera is a type of acrylic paint. These happen to be Craft Smart. They're really cheap at Michael's. They're usually near the checkout line, and they're in these miniature sizes, so that and they come in different colors and usually packs of 4. You need a pair of handy sharp scissors, and that's pretty much it. The rest is easy. And like I said, it's just a fun craft. You don't need much to do the craft, and everyone in the family can take part, and you can create all sorts of designs. So let's get started. And so I'm going to go ahead and take a plastic cup, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this rim off of the cup, and I'm going to use my scissors to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to get a parent to help you with this part. It's kind of hard to get this first piece out. Once you do that, just cut around, because you don't necessarily need this top part of the cup. So once we get this out of the way, we have something that looks like this. So what you can do is you could do all sorts of designs along the rim here. So I'm going to cut out little triangles. And so this is a really great way to go over your shapes. You can cut out half circles. You can just create a wavy rim, and I like a little bit of a jagged rim. I think it looks fancy, and that is my personal preference, but you go ahead and do whatever you like. So as you can see, I have all these triangles over here, so I'm going to push those aside, and you have this design going around the cup. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue this. Almost there. Let's remember to be patient and take our time so that we do a great job. Okay, and remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be something that you like. So next, all you need is like a paper plate if you have one. You're going to take some of these paints. and you can mix colors. The great thing about paints is if you only have a few colors, you can mix them. So yellow and blue make green, yellow and red make orange, and so on. So today I'm going to use my sponge applicator, and I'm going to try to create something festive with these colors. So I think I will use, I'm just going to take the cap off. I'm going to use a little bit of this teal color. Let's get some purple. And it's okay if it gets messy. So let's move that. Some of these I had some help on, and I had my kids help me with the design, and these have already dried, and so I will go ahead and put the design rim on these in a bit, but I'm kind of started with the rim here, so that way we just have to paint it. So I'm going to go ahead and take some green, and I don't know, I guess just maybe do a kind of fun design. I want it to be really fun and multicolored. Don't forget to, you know, get all in there. If it gets on your hands, no worries, it'll wash right out. So let's put some green in. Maybe I'll keep a little bit of the white showing. And once we mix the colors, we'll see how that looks too. So we have some green, which is great, looking already pretty festive. I'm going to go in with some purple. And ooh, I like that. It's almost like a tie, it's almost like a tie-dye look. And I think I'm just going to stick to green and yellow because, or green and purple rather, because I really like the way this looks. And almost done here. Leave a little bit of white on my craft because I like the way it looks, and it's catered just to my liking. So now that the painting is done, I'm going to set this down, and I'm going to get the spots that my fingers were covering. And don't be, you know, don't worry if you get a little on the table. Like I said, this will come right out. It's already looking great. So let's take a break and let this dry, and we'll come back. So this is dry, and I'm really loving the way, well, it's almost dry, but I'm really loving the way this looks. And I just thought how nice this would be with a touch of yellow. So while it's still a teeny tiny bit wet, I'm gonna go ahead and add, so your hands, like I said, they're gonna get pretty dirty, but that's the fun of it, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and add yellow, and then I'm gonna take a hair dryer. Oh dear, how do I open this? I'm just gonna open it this way because I'm too lazy to take the plastic off. So I'm gonna use a hair dryer to dry it up, and it shouldn't take long. It should just be literally a few minutes. So you can always speed the process up if your parents wanna help you out and use a hair dryer on a cool setting. And you know, you can go ahead and dry your craft fairly quickly. And I have my cat here. Chickpea, come on up here. Come on up here. You want to help me with the craft? Come on. Let's go. He's being lazy. He doesn't want to jump up on the table like he usually does. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to touch this up with some yellow. And I'm just really a visual person. And I really love color. Like, I love my clothing to have a lot of color. It's just a way that I like to express myself because color is just beautiful. So I just want to add something to really make this pop. And I just think anything that you do is going to be beautiful. So there's no right or wrong way to do this because you're all fabulous artists, and I just wish I could see what you're doing. I'm sure you're doing a wonderful job. And I'm sure your parents are so impressed with your artwork. You're all so talented. But I just, like, going back to what I was saying, I just love color so much. And when I see color, I just want to do so many things with color. I like designing my own clothing and picking out fabrics to make pretty dresses. I've done that in the past. And I love children's illustration and books. I love really colorful pictures in books. I think those are great. And a lot of illustrators use paints to illustrate their books. And some use pen ink, and some use digital art. You know, they just create their drawings on the computer. And here we go. I think we've got enough yellow. And I just love this. It's so colorful. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys Chickpea because he's just being a lazy cat. Come here, Chickpea, come here. Come here. You guys have to see Chickpea. He's just kind of hanging out, just looking at all the craft materials. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm not going to wait for this to dry. I'm just going to go ahead and use a hair dryer. And oh, Chickpea's gone. And I'm going to put it on the cold setting, and I'm going to go ahead and dry this for a few minutes. Okay, so next we are going to use a type of sealant for our toothbrush holders. And so I have another couple extra holders that my kids had made earlier today. And so we went ahead and decorated the rim on these. And we kind of did a little bit of cutouts and waves. This one's more of like a wavy edge. This one we put deeper cuts into the sides here. This one, and the jaggeds are the jagged edge is like, you know, a little more detailed here and smaller cuts, whereas this one has larger cuts. And so we're gonna go ahead and use this Mod Podge, and we're going to brush the surface. Now, this is used as a sealant, but you could put as many layers as you like, up to 5 layers, and so that these cups can be reusable. You can rinse them out for sanitary purposes. It just depends on how many layers of sealant you put on. And again, you can use acrylic spray paint as well. Of course, you would need an adult or your parents to help you out with that. And so I'm going ahead and I'm using this brush applicator. And if you only have one brush, if you have one paintbrush, you can absolutely do this with a paintbrush. Just give it a good rinse. Get the paint out of the brush first. Wash it really well. And if you only have one sponge, same thing goes for that. Just rinse off the sponge, make sure it's clean, and go ahead and reuse. Why not? So I'm gonna go ahead and paint all 3 of these, and then I'm going to use my hair dryer and take about 10 minutes, and I'm going to get these to dry a little bit faster, and I'm so excited to see the finished product. Now this is going to give these cup holders a satin finish, but once you go to Michael's or whatever craft store you go to, Mod Podge comes in different finishes, like a satin finish or a matte finish. So matte is not shiny. This one is going to be a shiny, give it a shiny finish or a shiny look. So don't forget any spots. Make sure it gets all around. And we will continue to do this. And what's so great is none of the paint is actually coming off. So that is a great sign. And I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and we'll get right back. And this is our finished product, these 3. They are they're pretty much dry now, and they actually gave it like a layer of shine and protection, and I could go ahead and put a second or third coat in between drying, of course, if I wanted it to be a thicker sealant, but I'm just going to go ahead and do 1 coat for now. And I have some new toothbrushes here just to kind of show you and give you an idea. And I just think they make the perfect cup holder for your toothbrush. And it's sanitary, and everybody can keep their toothbrushes separate from one another if you have a large family. And they're really colorful and really fun. So this is our finished product, and I hope you had fun, and don't forget to clean up your mess. Hello again. So thank you so much for joining me. This concludes our craft session, and I hope you'll tune into all of the other craft sessions through the Jersey City Free Public Library. They're all great craft programs, and don't forget to come to the library to pick up your craft kits. Also, the library currently has limited browsing, so we know all of you miss coming by and picking out your own books. So please do so and say hello. We also have a lot of outdoor programming at the various parks throughout Jersey City, so please check our website for updates when it comes to outdoor programming. So thank you so much, and it was really fun, and I hope you enjoyed the craft today.